If you're a dog owner in Salem, you already know it's a pretty special place to have a pup. But you probably also know that navigating those historic streets comes with its own unique challenges. So today, we're going to break down how to find the right dog trainer to help you and your best friend really thrive here.
Oh, for sure. One minute, you're having a nice, quiet walk down a cobblestone side street, and the next, you're right in the middle of a huge crowd on Essex Street. Having a dog that can handle that kind of shift calmly, well, that makes all the difference, doesn't it?
All right, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about those specific Salem challenges. Then we'll get into what you should look for in a great trainer. After that, we'll cover the practical stuff, like different programs and what they cost. And we'll wrap it all up with a simple action plan for you to follow.
Okay, let's start with why having a trainer who really gets Salem is such a huge plus. It's not just any city, right? Between the old architecture, the narrow spaces, and the year-round visitors, training here just has its own unique flavor. Just think about your average walk. You've got big tourist groups, maybe a costumed guide popping up out of nowhere, and those really narrow sidewalks where you're constantly running into other people and other dogs. And let's not even talk about October. A good trainer knows these situations and can help you prepare your dog for them. So we've got the lay of the land. Now, how do you figure out who's a great trainer? Well, it really comes down to two big things: their training methods and their professional credentials. The philosophy you really want to see is positive reinforcement. Basically, it's all about rewarding the behavior you do want instead of punishing the behavior you don't. It's super effective, it's kind, and it builds this amazing bond of trust between you and your dog. And that trust is exactly what you need when a big distraction suddenly appears on a tiny sidewalk. Okay, so how do you know if a trainer actually knows their stuff? These letters right here are a really good sign. A CPDTKA means they've passed a big test on training knowledge. KPACTP tells you they've gone through a serious program focused on positive reinforcement. And if you're dealing with bigger issues like fear or reactivity, someone with a credential like CDBC has advanced expertise in dog behavior. All right, let's talk about the practical side of things. It's all about finding a program that fits your dog's specific needs, your schedule, and, of course, your budget. Your two main options are usually group classes or private lessons. Group classes are awesome for socializing your dog and for practicing their focus around other dogs and people, plus they cost a bit less. Private lessons, on the other hand, are totally customized to you and your dog. They're fantastic for working on things at home, like barking at the mail carrier, or for dogs who might get a little too overwhelmed in a group setting. And here's a general idea of what you can expect to budget for training in the Salem area. A series of group classes will likely run you somewhere between $160 and $320. A single private lesson is often in that $100 to $200 range. Packages for multiple sessions can give you a better deal, while something really intensive like a board and train program is obviously a much bigger investment. This should give you a good starting point for your budget. So now you know the local challenges, what to look for in a pro, and what it might cost. Let's put it all together into your action plan. When you're ready to reach out to a trainer, have these questions handy. You want to ask them straight up about their methods. You're listening for that positive reinforcement answer. Ask about their credentials. And here's a really important one. How will you help me and my dog with the specifics of living in Salem? And of course, always get the full cost and cancellation policy clearly laid out. Being a great dog owner in Salem also means knowing the local rules. The big one is the leash law. Your dog has to be on a leash that's 6 feet or shorter when you're in public. You'll also need to get them licensed with the city once they're over 6 months old and keep their rabies shots up to date. And remember, since we live so close to our neighbors, excessive barking can become an issue. So once you start your training, you're going to need some good places to practice. Winter Island Park is a fantastic spot to work on focus with all the sights and sounds of the harbor. Dead Horse Beach gives you a little more room to practice things like recall, maybe on a long line. And Salem Common is perfect for working on those leash manners, but you'll probably want to go when it's a little less busy. When you put all of this together, the goal becomes really clear, right? It's about giving both you and your dog the skills and the confidence to get out there and enjoy this amazing city together. You know, investing in the right training is about so much more than just sit and stay. It's about freedom. It's the freedom to enjoy a walk along Derby Wharf without your arm being pulled out of its socket, or to relax at a downtown patio without worrying. It's about making your life here together easier and more joyful. We wish you the best of luck finding that perfect training partner to help you get there.